Okay, hi everybody. I got my earmuffs on, safety glasses, and now in this video I'm going to show you how that chain that I sharpened earlier will cut a piece of wood. To show that it does work, and that's the bottom line. Like, once you sharpen it, you want to make sure it's going to cut. So, here we have a piece of firewood. It's not a huge log, it's just like a half a piece, but for this purpose, it'll just do fine. Okay, so first off, this is the chain. I'm going to show you two demonstrations here. First, this is the brand new chain. I don't know if you can get a good look at that. But this is, I bought two of those chains, and this is the one that I've been using lately. And I filed it twice, so there's still quite a bit of meat on that. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera or whatever, but I've used it twice. It's still super sharp. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece of wood, then I'm going to pause it, put the other chain on. I'll show you that it's on, and then I'm going to cut it. And then you'll have an idea of how well it cuts compared to a brand new chain, and whether or not you want to buy one of those. So first I'm going to get up and start the saw and show you how to do it. Another thing before I start, because you may not hear once the chain's running, is if you got a chainsaw, this is a Husqvarna, is if you're cutting a piece of wood, okay, and I see guys doing this all the time, is they sit there and they take your saw, I mean, you can see this, and they go and they're cutting a piece of wood, okay, I don't know, you can see this, but they're cutting and they start rocking, and they're rocking, or they're up, down, and the purpose behind that is if you see somebody working a saw and they're up and down, and it's cutting, yeah, it's cutting, but it's a huge indicator that that chain is dull. They've nicked something, or it's just basically become dull. And if you're rocking a saw back and forth, it's not, you're doing all the work. The purpose of a good sharp chain, and a purpose behind sharpening and filing and spending all that time taking down the rockers and that, and you're frustrated but you do it, is the chain, and I'm going to show you, is when you cut a piece of wood, you should be able to just put the saw on the piece of wood, your log or whatever, and just sit there and let her fly, and that saw will just cut straight through like butter. And if you do that, you know your chain's sharp, and I'm going to do that right now. That's why I got a new chain on, to show you how well a new chain cuts. Then I'm going to show you how the other saw, or the other chain, cuts compared to this one. Okay, so let's get at it. So I'm going to put this up. See if you can see this log here, or just the camera. Move it a bit, sorry about that. Okay, so there you can see the log. It's like a half a piece of wood. Here's the piece I cut earlier. Okay, so now I'm going to start the chainsaw. Fire it up. Hopefully it's not too loud. So there's a demonstration. First safety rule. That happened once before, so I'm going to have to pause it and tighten it up. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, folks. Tighten them up. Ready to go. So, like I said, good chainsaw, good sharp, cut through this like butter. Start it. Maybe I nicked it, but I can sharpen it. So, there we have, if I can get my hand out of the way. Okay. I don't know if you can see me or not. I'll move this camera. Yeah. Come on. Okay. Okay, so in that little video, I've showed you a few things. One, when you change the chain over, make sure it's sharp, or not sharp, but tightened. So that was it. And I used one of these here wrenches. These are really cool. It's a 1-inch wrench with a socket and an open end wrench. These things, chainsaw's best friend. When you're unscrewing the bolts, you just turn them, you can flip it. Those other little things, garbage. Okay, so second thing you showed when I cut through this, you can use one hand, it cuts through. Hit the ground, so there you go, you hit a rock, and we're back to sharpening. So now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna stop it. I'm gonna put the other chain back on, and I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna tighten it this time, is how well it cuts with the chain that I've showed you that I sharpened earlier. Now, I haven't filed on the rocker, so I'm hoping that at least it'll cut, because let's just face it, I don't want to do that right now. So we're going to pause this, and then I'm going to come back and cut the same piece of wood with the other chain, and hopefully the results are the same as far as cutting. Okay? So stay tuned. Okay, we're back, and now, to the best of my ability, I'm going to try to show you that this is the other chain. Okay, now hopefully this picks up. But these are the smaller ones. Teeth, or I don't know, can you see that? Not a very good indicator, but anyways, they're just the small little, tiny little teeth that are left on this. Okay, so I've switched it, I've tightened it up. Now let's show you how it works. Ugh. Okay, let's see, disconnect this. Okay, now, as you noticed in this particular demonstration, I tried to cut it with one hand. It wasn't cutting very well. It took a while to get it started, but then once it got, I guess, into the wood, or the softer part of the wood possibly, or whatever, it did cut through. Now, one, it could be because the grinder didn't sharpen the teeth as well as I thought it was, or it was the fact that I didn't file down the rockers, and well, I just wanted to make this video. So anyways, there you have it. I don't know what your final results will be with it, but I'm happy with it. It does basically what I wanted to do. Now, once I file these rockers down, which probably take me a good 15 minutes, I guess, it may cut a lot differently. But I just wanted to give you a quick demonstration on basically how this thing works. So there you have it. Overall review out of 10, I will say without doing the rockers, I'll give it a 7. Because you've seen the video with the other machine, and it does cut. It just zing, it sharpens it up, it does the right angles, it does all that. Now the cutting part. It did cut through that log. It took a little longer than I anticipated, but again, I didn't file down the rockers. And maybe once I do that, hey, I might even post another video of that. But anyways, I'll give it a 7, currently as it sits. And hopefully you enjoyed the video, and whether you decide to get one or not, well, there's other brands out there. This is just one I picked up at Home Depot. And the other ones are, I saw another one, I think it was 130 bucks. So will it make a difference? I don't know. But I'm happy with it. So it's only 77 bucks, and it does what I so far wants to do. Like I said, just got to file down these rockers. And I practice on this old chain, so there you go. Anyways, enjoy the day. The sun's starting to come out now, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.